What if a wild eagle and a house cat became best friends? Would you believe it? Every morning, a bald eagle visited his best friend, a cat. But one day, something unexpected happened. When Annie heard a loud noise at the door and the eagle's cry, she rushed outside, worried about her rescue cat that lived outdoors. Wild animals lived near her home, and she feared for the safety of her cats. This fear wasn't unfounded. Once, she had lost a dog to an eagle attack. Annie often visited the only grocery store in her small village. There was just that store and a doctor, no veterinarian or other services. As a copywriter, Annie could work from anywhere, and she had chosen a cozy cottage in the forest with a peaceful woodland view. But living there also meant taking risks. One day, an older woman carrying a basket walked into the store and approached Annie directly. Annie had grown up in the countryside. Her parents had gifted her the house, and everyone knew she loved animals. She had completed several online courses in animal care since there was no vet nearby. She had already lost a dog to an eagle attack. The woman opened the basket. Inside were the tiniest kittens Annie had ever seen. A fox had attacked their mother, and they were now orphans. The woman loved her own cat but couldn't care for the kittens, so she immediately thought of Annie. At first, Annie hesitated. She had already bonded with other kittens before and wasn't sure if she could help. But then one of the kittens yawned. It was absolutely adorable. Annie decided to give it a try. She bought kitten formula and a bottle. The kittens needed to be fed every 2 hours, which was exhausting. She carried them in a sling against her chest so they would feel safe. The kittens grew, opened their eyes, and became fluffy and round. At 4 weeks old, Annie gave them names, Panda and Lucky, hoping she could keep them. They quickly became stronger, more confident, and joyful. Annie didn't want them to go outside because of the dangers, but the kittens insisted on exploring. Eventually, she began taking them for short, supervised walks. The kittens stayed nearby, played on the porch, and always returned. Annie trusted them to stay close, but kept a watchful eye. One day, while Panda was playing outside, Annie heard an eagle's cry and feared he might snatch the kitten. She rushed outside, but instead of danger, she saw a young bald eagle who couldn't fly. Panda sat calmly next to him, and the eagle showed no aggression. In fact, the cat snuggled up to the bird. Annie watched the sky but saw no threat. Panda offered the eagle food and water, and they sat together for about an hour. The eagle wasn't afraid of Lucky, the second cat. After an hour, the eagle tried to fly and disappeared. Annie thought it was a rare event, but the next day, the eagle returned and became Panda's friend. They met daily without aggression. Soon, Panda began meowing at Annie's legs and refused to leave her side. He led her to a tree in the forest where the eagle, now with a wounded wing, was stuck in the branches. Annie helped him, wrapped him in a blanket, bandaged the wing, and placed him in a box with meat and water. The eagle grew used to her and allowed her to care for him patiently. Later, when Annie stepped outside to check on Panda and Lucky, she saw 2 cats and the eagle, Panda's friend, sitting on the porch. The eagle she had cared for was a different one. He had become used to the cats and was getting stronger. Annie placed the cage outside when the other eagle came to visit. When the injured eagle recovered, Annie released him. The next morning, both eagles returned. Panda cuddled with the first eagle. They spent time together. But one day, chaos erupted. The eagle screamed and swooped down as if attacking the cats. Annie rushed out with an umbrella, only to realize they were chasing away a young red fox hiding in the bushes. The fox was scared and wounded. He had a deep gash on his side, likely from a moose or deer. Though the fox could have been dangerous to the cats, Annie couldn't leave him. She brought a cage, wrapped him up, gave him a sedative, cleaned the wound, and stitched it. The fox was ill, and Annie stayed up all night with him. The cat stayed nearby, and Panda even snuggled up to him to comfort him. By morning, the fox was feeling better, but still weak. Annie fed him and put him outside when the eagles visited, hoping the animals would grow used to one another. She cared for the fox for several weeks before releasing him into the forest to continue healing. The animals were safe and life returned to normal. The eagles kept visiting and the cats lived happily. One morning, Annie saw eagles, cats, and the red fox peacefully together on the porch. Everything felt calm and harmonious. Panda continued to bring home injured and stray animals, and together with Annie, they rescued many more. Their team, founded on kindness, led them to experience truly special moments. In a world full of chaos, maybe it's the animals who remind us what love, loyalty, and kindness truly mean. Would you open your heart like Annie did?